Hey, it's Jeff, and I was just looking through some comments that came in, and here's an interesting one from Diana D. And it says, "Hey, I have a question about business niche. It seems like marketing to business owners to increase their businesses is easier than marketing to individuals about other products, like health coaching, because people are motivated to invest in their business to make money, plus it's a tax write-off. Seems to me purchasers of products for their personal use wouldn't be as lucrative because they aren't as motivated in general as business people trying to build a business. What are your thoughts on this?" So that's a really interesting question. First of all, different markets have different characteristics. Oftentimes, if you're selling in the business environment, it's easier to charge higher prices, but those markets are often much smaller, so there's less quantity to be sold. It's just that's one characteristic of a market. Selling business stuff can be really good, but and often it's higher priced, but it's usually lower quantity. If you're selling something with mass appeal, like health, anything around health, it's a mass appeal. Oftentimes the pricing can be lower, not always, but oftentimes it can be, but you can make it up in a huge way on quantity. So every different market is different. And I wouldn't say it's easier to market to businesses. I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't say it's harder. The funny thing is this comment came in and then like 20 other comments later, or there's this comment and then just a few comments later, there's someone said, "Hey, I can see how this stuff would work, but does it work for selling to business?" And here's Diana saying, "Well, it just works for business, but it's hard to sell to non-business." Well, what it points to is there's this thing in a lot of people's heads that it's this idea of my business is different. It won't work for me because my business is different. I literally had someone, I did a case study once with someone who took my training, my launch formula, and launched a product about how to learn how to play guitar. In fact, a whole bunch of people in that whole learn guitar niche, they all have bought my product launch formula and they all are using it over and over. I know because I'm like a fairly beginner guitarist and I'm on all their lists and I see their launches coming through and half the time I end up buying it, when I'm being sold based on my formula. It's hilarious. But I did a case study with someone in that market where he did a launch. It was very, very successful about learning to play guitar. And I had someone write in and say, "Yeah, but my market's different. I'm just not sure if it'll work in my market. My market is teaching piano." And I just had to laugh. I mean, it's like, how could you look at someone that was teaching learn guitar and think it wouldn't work for learn piano? I mean, they're not identical markets, but every characteristic of the market is very, very similar. And that's a funny one. At least I think for most of us, it's funny to see something that close. That's like saying, "Oh, it works for selling MacBooks, but would it work for selling MacBook Airs?" It's just like, what? So the thing is all of us can fall into that role. All of us can fall into that. My business is different. What you need to do is you need to look for inspiration in your market, but also sideways markets, and see what they're doing and see how you can pull something that they're doing and pull it into your market. And that's how you can make serious innovations and do really, really well in your business. Instead of looking through this lens of my business is different, my market is different, it won't work for me, look at the success in another area and say, what can I apply from that to me into my business? And it even goes beyond business. I mean, it could go into your health, your relationships, your parenting, whatever. Say, what piece can I take from, what can I learn from there and apply it to here? And it's a unique form of intelligence. It's a unique form of genius. And usually if you look at the absolute top performers in any area, they all do that. They're always in the learn mode. And they're not just a learn mode within their little silo, but they're looking laterally to see what can I pull into my world from those other worlds that I can apply. That's how you really make breakthroughs. That's how you really make a difference. So I'm Jeff Walker. No matter where you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment, tell me what you think. And if you thought this video was awesome, go ahead and give me a share, and let's go get it this week.